In this video, I will talk about the 10 productivity hacks that Amazon and Blue Origin founder Jeff Bezos uses, making him the richest person in the world in the past few decades. Welcome to Lifehack Academy. On this channel, we discuss tools and strategies that help us optimize our daily lives, making better versions of ourselves each day. Number 1. Never compromise on sleep. Bezos is one of several names of successful people in the billionaire club who's managed to champion the restorative power of the 8-hour sleep instead of overworking. The Amazon executive chairman, having stepped down from his previous role as CEO, goes to bed at 10 in the evening and wakes up around 6 in the morning without any alarms, giving himself 8 hours of sleep every single day. Bezos said that depriving yourself of sleep only creates an illusion of productivity, as you will be actually too tired to make good decisions if you don't have enough sleep. He further commented that his role doesn't require him to make 100 decisions per day, but to make at least 3 high-quality decisions per day, and wants to be in his peak mental performance when doing those decisions.
Sleep. I get 8 hours of sleep. I prioritize it. Unless I'm traveling in different time zones, sometimes it's impossible, but I am very focused on it. For me, I need 8 hours of sleep. I think better. I have more energy. My mood is better. All these things. If I make like 3 good decisions a day, that's enough. And they should just be as high quality as I can make them.
Number 2. Puttering in the morning. Jeff Bezos, unlike other billionaires, spends his mornings reading the newspaper, having breakfast with his kids and family, and just puttering about. The Washington Post owner sets his first meeting at 10 o'clock, which he calls his high IQ meeting. He says staying very relaxed in the morning helps him make his high-quality decisions at his 10 o'clock one. He further commented that anything that is going to be mentally challenging will be dealt at the 10 o'clock meeting because at 5 p.m., he will no longer be in his peak mental performance, and any decision he makes by then won't probably be as high quality as the ones he makes before lunch. Number 3. The 2 pizza rule. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos uses the 2 pizza rule for meetings. If 2 pizzas can't feed everyone in that meeting, that means you have too many people attending.
We try to create teams that are no larger than can be fed with 2 pizzas. We call that the 2 pizza team rule.
Jeff Bezos believes that the more people are attending in meetings, the more chances of distraction is likely to happen. A smaller team spends lesser time dealing with timetables and keeping people up to date. Number 4. No PowerPoint presentations. The Amazon founder usually starts his meetings in silence, with everyone reading 6-page narrative memos about the topic they are gathered to discuss for up to 30 minutes. By starting the meeting with memos, it brings everyone up to speed on the same page with the same information, saving time and making decisions faster and more effective. The narrative structure of a good memo forces better thought and better understanding of what's more important than what and how things are related. He made sure people realized that it was about the way of passing the information and not about the application, further explaining, if someone builds a list of bullet points in Word, that would be just as bad as PowerPoint.
Staff meetings, in which there is often a 30-minute silence.
A kind of a traditional PowerPoint presentation, sometimes executives are very good at interrupting. And so the person will get halfway into their presentation and then some executive will interrupt the conversation. And that question that the executive asked probably was going to be answered 5 slides in. And so if you read the whole 6-page memo, it often happens to me, I get to page 2 and I have a question that I jotted in the margin, and by the time I get to page 4, the question has been answered, so I can just cross it off and it saves a lot of time.
Number 5. Two-way door decisions. The e-commerce billionaire preaches two-way door decisions within Amazon. Bezos said that most people think that decisions are always final and permanent, when actually, they are very reversible two-way doors. He said that it is much better to have a high velocity of decision-making and fail faster, rather than playing safe all the time and move slower. He further mentioned that important decisions should always be made by high-judgment individuals or small groups. Number 6. The 70% rule. The Blue Origin founder believes that all companies should act around 70% of the information they have, and that always waiting for 90% means that they're probably being slow. Bezos thinks that you will never have all the information you want, and waiting for that 30% could take 3 times as long as that 70% you already have. He said that by moving forward at 70%, you're making customers part of the innovation team. Customers will cover the remaining 30% most of the time by letting Amazon know what's lacking and what needs adding. Number 7. Thinking 3 years ahead. During Bezos' quarterly conference call with Wall Street, people will always stop him and say, "Congratulations on your quarter." To which he always replies, "Thank you. But what I'm really thinking is that quarter was baked 3 years ago." He has revealed to media that on a daily basis, he is always working on a quarter that will reveal itself 3 years from now.
But when somebody says to me, "Congratulates Amazon on a good quarter," which is a very common thing to say. You meet somebody, they're being nice, they looked at your financial results for the quarter, they're like, "Good quarter," I say thank you. But what I'm thinking to myself is, that quarter, those quarterly results were actually pretty much fully baked about 3 years ago. And so like today, I'm working on, a quarter that is gonna happen in 2020, not next quarter. Next quarter, for all practical purposes, is done already, and it's probably been done for a couple of years.
Bezos lives by the rule of 3, making 3 high-quality decisions per day, thinking 3 steps ahead, and always living 3 years into the future. The Amazon executive chairman often mentions and emulates fellow billionaire Warren Buffett's decision-making philosophy, which is doing 3 high-quality decisions per year. Number 8. Monotasking instead of multitasking. Bezos prefers to dedicate himself to one task and minimizing potential interruptions until that task is completed, or at least a significant period of time has elapsed. The Amazon chairman said that if he is reading his emails, he wants to be reading his emails only. He said that this is a trait he learned in school, explaining that, as a child, he didn't want to move to a next project until the current one is finished. He further mentioned that he approaches everything with a childlike curiosity, explaining that becoming a domain expert in something can be more beneficial when it comes to creativity and ideation. Number 9. Disagree and commit. Jeff Bezos uses the disagree and commit rule amongst Amazon employees to stop wasting time. If one has conviction on a particular direction, even though there was no consensus, any company is obliged to take action and move forward. Even as a boss, he disagrees and commits to his employees on a daily basis. He said that every day at Amazon is always day one and that it will never stop being a startup. He further commented, "To invent, you have to experiment. And if you know in advance that it's going to work, it's not an experiment." Number 10. Hire smart employees. Jeff Bezos prefers to hire smart people who are always willing to change their minds all the time. The Amazon founder is not convinced that consistency of thought is always a positive trait. He believes that no one really knows the answer to everything, and it is much better to have employees who are constantly finding out new things and confident to reverse any decisions or standpoints that they have. Bezos said, "A healthy company is made up of smart people who are willing to admit mistakes and change direction as soon as they discover those mistakes." So these are the 10 productivity hacks that Jeff Bezos uses on a daily basis that brought Amazon to the top spot of the e-commerce industry. Hopefully you found some value in this content and become more productive. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn the notifications on, and I will see you on the next video.